Alright, what's up, my legion? You're probably wondering what the heck I'm listening to. I'm a big fan of Carcass. I remember back in the early 90s, well, in the late 80s, early 90s, when I was in the Army. I started hearing about bands like Napalm Death and stuff like that. And when I was in Fort Bragg, I got my big introduction to the world of grindcore, mostly through English label called Earache Records. And they produced bands like Napalm Death and also a band called Carcass. And I'm here to review their newest album because they've been gone since 2006, and then earlier this year, 2013, they came up with a new album called Surgical Steel. And I know that Infidel Amsterdam, that's the main guy who does the metal reviews and stuff like that. The record label, Nuclear Blast, because they're not on Earache no more, Nuclear Blast asked them if he'd do a review of the album to help promote sales and stuff like that. When he did it, it was a very good review, and I wanted to do my own review because back in the the late 80s, they had their albums were tougher to find because they were usually banned in certain record stores and stuff like that because they were more gore oriented. Like they talked about the processes that happened after you passed away, and also the pathologists and autopsies and stuff like that. And they used to have like gruesome album covers, especially Recaputurification, Symphony of the Sickness, that showed like different body organs and stuff like that. And also they also put like pieces of meat like hamburger and steak like that to make kind of ironic thing like we're all dead meat, when we pass away. It's very, very strange. I mean, metal's weird anyway, And later on in '94, Earache joined with Columbia Records for like a record deal that only lasts like a year, and all the bands started to get more mainstream. Like Carcass had Heart Workout, and that was a more mainstream album. And Carcass will never be the same grindcore band they were in the early '90s and late '80s and very early '90s, And they released this album called Surgical Steel, and they have a lot of good stuff in here. I mean, this is kind of like somewhat back to their origin somewhat, and they have great songs here like 1985. Great musical introduction, because I remember their best one was from Recaputurification. It was called General to Grind. This is called 1985. It's not too bad. Let's check it out. I played this in another in a food review I did before. Like, that's pretty cool. And they have other songs like Thrasher's Abattoir. Try that, check that out, play that. That's more of the brutal stuff. I mean, they have so many great songs on here. There's wait, let me take this off. There's also Cadaver's Pouch, Conveyor System, which is pretty good. They're trying to get back to a little bit of their gore before, like Congealed Clot of Blood. There's the Master Butcher's Apron, which is really cool, and that reminds me somewhat of a song Destruction did in the early 80s called The Butcher. It's pretty cool, Now this is something, if anyone knows what this is, it's called Noncompliance 2 ASTM F899-12 standard. That must be something that helps you bring you back to life. If anyone knows what that is, please let me know in the comments, But it's a great song. It got Granulating Dark Satanic Mills, Unfit for Human Consumption, 316L Grade Surgical Steel, and then I was trying to make a movie video for my buddy Gaming Dead TV, who did a bunch of great thumbnails for me, and I used this song. I probably shouldn't have, because it was only on upload for 5 minutes. I had to take it down because of copyright, but it's called Captain Bolt Pistol. Great song. Check this out a little bit. Let's play a little bit of it. Yeah. And that's pretty much the whole album. I mean, there's also two other songs that are really good. Wait a second. There's intensive the amount of execution and then intensive battery brooding, which is a bonus album. It's a really good. It's some really good stuff. I mean, if you're a fan of Carcass, you might like it. You know. Or yeah, I mean, you might not. You might like. You might not. I mean, it's not the same Carcass that they started out as. You know, it's not the same underground sound that they had, but it's still pretty good. Because in 1996 they had Swan Song, which was their last album, and they got a lot of flack because it wasn't that great of an album and stuff like that. But I think this is a pretty good album. I give this probably like a 9 out of 10 as far as metal and stuff like that. Because usually I do food reviews, and right now I have a cold. I'm trying to get rid of it. I took a whole bunch of stuff. I thought I'd at least do this review because I had this album up for a while, you know. And so I mean, if you love metal and stuff like that, if you love the band Carcass, you'll probably like this album. I recommend it. Like I said, I give it a 9 out of 10 for brutality. You know, it's not as heavy as their really early stuff. They'll never be that heavy again. I'm telling you that right now. Except maybe in concert and stuff, but they'll probably never release an album like they did before. Like Symphonies of Sickness or Recomputation. It's not going to happen. But what we have now is Surgical Steel from Carcass, and it's a great album. So until next time, please like, share, and subscribe, and take care of my legion. Well,